13 battleships, 2,500 sailors on a journey halfway around the world. Leading the flotilla, Her Majesty's finest, aircraft carrier HMS Illustrious. Her mission, to show off Britain's military power in the Middle East. And to train the Naval Strike Wing to reach their full fighting potential. Lusty has been at sea for 60 days. The temperature in the Indian Ocean's reached 40 degrees. But that doesn't stop the Harrier Squadron, who've got to prime themselves for their next tour of Afghanistan. Lieutenant Commander Toby Everett has been flying helicopters and Harriers in war zones for the last 16 years, and he's going to be training up the pilots.
The whole point about flying these jets is that you can pretty much fight the aircraft and don't have to take your hands off the stick or the throttle. We have 2 televisions which give us engine data, navigation data and weapon data. This is my head-up display, and here information is projected onto a glass screen so that I can see through it and get speed, attitude and also some aiming information for weaponeering. But actually it's very simple. It's a great big engine. We've got some accelerator and some nozzle levers and a stick to move it around.
To be ready for war, the pilots have to be able to take off and land from an aircraft carrier day or night. Rich Hillard, aka Bolly, has been flying Harriers for 12 years, but even he's got a bit to learn about landing on a ship.
It's probably about the hardest pure flying that we do as pilots on the Harrier. You know, it's a moving platform going through the water at about 30 knots. It can be pitching up and down a bit.
For the first time, he's going to attempt landing in poor light conditions, just after sundown. Toby takes up his position as landing safety officer in Flight Command. He'll be talking Bolly down.
Really all we've got to work with is the radios to make sure that we've got communications with the guys. Worst case, we would be telling them that they're getting close to the sea and they need to eject.
Toby also uses a sight. This has a series of parallel lines with a middle marker indicating the centre line of the ship. As it approaches, the jet's landing light should be seen between the middle and the right marker. Toby monitors the jet's flight path between the sight lines. The jet will drop down the sight and he lets the pilot know he's descending on the correct angle by calling on the Roger.
It has no naughty connotation whatsoever. So no, it's not Roger the cabin boy, no.
Now it's twilight, Bolly starts his approach run.
Turn right further 2 degrees, 222, slightly left on glide path.
Wind is red 5 at 30 knots, approaching the Roger from below.
Got so few references as we come down. He's vital to our safety.
There's the Roger.
That's the Roger. 0.3.
Once we're close alongside, we're really hanging on this voice that's coming from Flyco, and it's generally a nice soothing voice.
That's a good contact.
There's a lot going on in the cockpit. Your hands moving around from the throttle to the nozzle lever, constantly trying to maintain the right attitude when you're alongside the boat.
12. That's a nice position.
Nice landing. Officers Flight Cougar 1 recovered.
Now that the guys have scared themselves senseless, they'll go and relax and have a light refreshment on the quarter deck.
By that, he means they're hosting a cocktail party.
Nice to get out of the way. It was something, it's been hanging over us for the last couple of weeks. From here on, we're now going to keep hammering away at the night stuff. But tomorrow, we've got a day off, so that's quite good. good because we get to have a quick drink. Drinking something called short lift wet, which is it's an old Sea Harrier drink, and it traditionally you give to the new guys who hovered alongside the boat for the first times.
Nine deck is where you find the marine engineers. These are the fellas that keep Lusty running. On the ship, they're known as stokers. It comes from the time when sailors were needed to stoke the coal furnaces of the boilers that powered the engine. Now the ship runs on diesel, but there's plenty to keep the stokers busy. Second in charge of this male-dominated world is Lieutenant Commander Helen Ashworth.
Mr. Richmond, into the computer room, please. Find out if the WEs have got everything that they need.
I don't think that your gender has any effect whatsoever on the way you do your job. I'm not treated any different than the lads.
Someone else who fancies life as a marine engineer is 19-year-old steward Rachel.
Thank you very much, thank you.
And it's not just because her new boyfriend's a stoker.
Ever since I was dead little, I was breaking things just so I could fix it again. And most girls were playing with Barbie dolls and I was fixing a toaster.
So Rachel's come to see Helen about doing some work experience.
Okay, Marine Engineering Guide. Okay, keep that in your big pocket at all times. That tells you all of the different systems that you're going to be working with. Make the most of this week because this will be the week that decides for you whether you really do want to go for the branch transfer. You will either love it or you will hate it.
It's Rachel's first day on work experience with the marine engineers. She's about to meet the stoker she'll be shadowing.
Hi guys. This morning we have a guest. She's transferring from the stewards branch to the ME branch. So obviously today you've been volunteered to be our mentor. So the first job I'd like you to walk around there, do a set of dailies.
Top of the list, fixing a leaking shower in the girls' bathroom.
First of all, to stop the leaks, you have to shut the isolations off in the showers. So, if I go shut them, stuff down here, just watch that water stop.
Rachel tries the oldest trick in the book.
Whiskey, did you try turning the shower off?
I tell you what, bloody hell, you make a good stoker, Rach. Even we forget things at time. Right, let's go back.
I've just done my first job and it's really good and I've hurt whiskey's male pride in the process, but I've just fixed some of it, so I feel really good about myself at the moment. And now the girls can take a shower without a leak.
Down on 9 deck, there's a dirtier job for the stokers to get stuck into. It's going to need all their brain and brawn. Because they've got to change one of the 4 Rolls-Royce Olympus engines. Luckily, they keep a spare one on board.
Usually it's a planned change of an engine, so you wait until you get to Portsmouth, but because this one's broken and we're on deployment, we need to change it as quickly as possible.
Lusty drops anchor in the Indian Ocean.
I want a sit rep at the end of day 1 to say the engine change is commencing. Our watch leaders are Chief Higginson is one watch leader and Chief Palmer is the other watch leader.
Helen and the team prepare for the most ambitious job any of them will undertake at sea.
I'm a very sad engineer and I think it's amazing. And actually, so do most of the engineers on board. We've got lots of volunteers from other departments who want to come and help us because in 16 years I've only seen an engine change at sea done once.
It takes 4 hours just to winch the 3.5-ton engine out. It's the marine equivalent of those used on Concorde. As the replacement is prepared to be installed, the old one is brought up to the flight deck to be stored. The mid-afternoon heat has got too much for Rachel.
Can you just switch that off just now, please?
Whilst in the stoker's control room, she fainted and hit her head.
At the moment, she stood down for 24 hours, which means that she's not allowed to work for 24 hours. Our machinery spaces are very, very hot. We have very steep ladders, and we do need people to be physically fit before they come down to us.
After visiting the sick bay, she's up and about to tell her boss in the stewards department what happened.
What were you doing? Stokery things?
I was just stood there talking about my day. And then I started it and I hit my head and I was unconscious for like 2 minutes. And because of that, I've been stood down for 24 hours.
Well, you want to be a stoker, don't you?
I want to go back to work, but I was like, come on, sir, to one of the surgeons, like, come on, you can put me on, like, no, you're unconscious, 24 hours off.
Are you alright? You've got like dizzy head and all that?
No, I feel fine.
What can I say? Wear a crash out or something. Go on, see you later.
See you later.
Rachel's twin brother Shiner is working in the bakery. She's come to see him for some support.
Well, it's going to give you to get better, but, you know, milking it, yeah.
Milking it.
Get better.
Right, I'll see you later, okay? Brother's lovely. He was a bit worried. He's made us some get well biscuits. He says that they'll keep my energy up and everything, so I'll have them later.
And Stoker Dave, Rachel's new boyfriend, has heard the news on the grapevine.
She's too excited and just stuck to it. She couldn't wait to be a stalker and fell over. So as long as she's fine, isn't she? Great. Got to get back to work. See you later. See you in a bit.
The hardened and more experienced stokers have been putting up with the sweltering conditions to get Lusty on the move again.
New engines now in, brand new Rolls-Royce Olympus gas turbine, fully tested, good to go, back out on exercise.
Marine engineering isn't the most glamorous job.
The thing about being an engineer on the ship is you get absolutely skanking. But baby wipes are the best invention ever. But you do pamper yourself a little bit. My husband's great. He always gets me this oil stuff. You go down the naffy and you really haven't got that much of a choice. And this smells lovely. But I'm afraid I don't do much in the way of beauty, but a little bit of oil, a little bit of face cream, and that'll keep me on the go. But when I go home, the first thing my husband always does is books me into the hairdresser. Yeah. Can I help you?
That's a particularly nice shot.
Yes. And you never, ever get any peace. Never.
All right, I'll tell you this information later.
Thank you. See, exactly that. You never, ever get any peace. So what little bit of time you do get on your own, you just have to make the most of it. It's quite strange. One of the biggest compliments you can get is that the guys have forgotten that you're a girl. And you don't really appreciate it until you do dress up to go out. And people that speak to you day in, day out just walk past you. Even my deputy did it to me. You know, and he's known me for 10 years.
On 8 Deck, the naffy stores do a roaring trade in all the extras. Toiletries, cigarettes, chocolate, and so far they've sold 55,000 cans of lager, 22,000 cans of cider and 6,000 pot noodles.
So wait, please, Dan.
The Navy, Army and Air Force Institutes was formed in 1921 and is now run by Spar Supermarkets who employ civvies.
You know, when you're at sea, everyone sees you as part of being in the Navy anyway. You have to do action stations, emergency stations.
You've got to get used to the routines that they do, like getting up 7 days a week at the same time and things like that. I like my bed and I don't get to stay in it as much as I want to, but it's okay. Bit of a prison.
And there's another downside to being in the middle of the ocean. Stocks are running low and getting them replenished isn't exactly easy.
From January the 21st when we set off, it was full up. Basically, we were climbing over everything to get to what we needed for stores to go upstairs to our shop. Within the space of 2 months, this is what we're down to.
They desperately need a delivery, but instead of docking, they meet up with one of these, a floating supermarket for what they call a RAS, Replenishment at Sea.
OK, for today will be our Rig 6 to Illustrious's Rig 13, his sliding pad icer.
The Fort Austin is part of the Royal Fleet Auxiliary, and their stores manager has just received Lusty's shopping list.
We've got everything from the metal buckets, we've got blue paper towels, round paper bags, frozen goods, potatoes, mushrooms, the soft drinks, and more frozen goods.
Yeoman M2, indicate to the Fort Austin from the Illustrious. By visual means, I am commencing my approach.
To get 10 tons of shopping from one moving ship to another in the middle of the Indian Ocean is a mission. Illustrious pulls up alongside Fort Austin. They fire a line between the ships and they pass the delivery across using a hydraulic rig. So they'll have to keep just 40 metres apart for the next 3 hours. In charge of today's operation is Lusty's Deputy Head of Logistics.
We've got ammunition coming across first, then we're going to be looking at bringing some provisions across, and finally, more important to ship's company, hot, particularly in this weather, a bit of beer and some Ribena also.
Royal Fleet auxiliary ships like Fort Austin are part of the Navy, but they're crewed by merchant seamen, like Chief Petty Officer Dave Edney.
We're civilian employed. We're all work for the Ministry of Defence, but we're obviously, none of us are service personnel. All the RFA ships now are heavily involved in conflicts all around the world, and we've just recently taken part in 2 Gulf Wars.
David's daughter Penny happens to be on Illustrious, but after 64 days as a ship's steward, she's fed up.
I've had enough of this on her now. I've had enough of doing jobs that I don't want to do anymore. Like, now I'm standing here in toilets, clean them. I didn't know I'd always be doing that for 3 months solid. Never knew that. The hardest thing about it is, I think, that if you've had a down day, it's not like you can go, all right, I'm going home now. You've got to be on here. You've got to live, sleep, eat with the same people you do every single day.
But Penny's in for a treat. She's getting a free ride to Fort Austin with the RAS.
Yeah, really excited. I'm really happy. I'd never thought I'd ever do it. And eventually I'm actually going to see my dad, really close to him, so just really excited. It's really scary at the moment. I feel like I'm going to fall over the back of this boat. It is quite fun though.
Oh, it's great to see her. You know, I mean, it's been a little while now since I've seen her. It's the first time, obviously, in my career in the RFA that I've seen her on board, actually, with her deployed on another ship.
The father-daughter reunion has gone to plan, but the ship-to-ship transfer between Lusty and Fort Austin has gone a bit pear-shaped.
Well, at the minute, there seems to be a few problems. We were hoping to get 30 loads over there, which would normally take about 3 hours, 10 an hour.
Lusty's winch is playing up, but the delay gives Penny some more time to spend with her dad.
On this ship, I think it's a lot more laid back, is in the ways of how they go about things. Not everything's rushed.
Whereas on a warship, they've got the aircraft on board and they fly in 24/7, whereas we get up on the decks a lot more. We've got more freedom. We've got individual cabins for everyone. The Navy see it as a bit of a glamour in terms of a hotel-type lifestyle.
After 2 hours, the RAS has come to a grinding halt.
Quite disappointing, really, because the next load that was going to come across would be quite good for ship's morale. A bit of beer coming across for the sailors, pot of napper stores.
On Fort Austin, it's time for Penny to return to Lusty.
But don't let anything get you down. You know, try and let everything go over your head. It's not a bad life, is it? Really, it could be a lot worse. So really make the effort. And your mum proud of you, really. I'm proud of you. So.
Bye. Bye. Miss you already.
As the sun sets, Squadron Leader Bolly is being psyched up for the toughest challenge any Harrier pilot will take on.
There's no moon, there's no horizon, there's nothing else out there. You are absolutely... That's the hardest you can do, I think.
So tonight I'm going to launch it completely at night using my night vision goggles, and then coming back out to land in absolutely dark. Unless you trust your instruments, you don't know which way is up. You've just got to fly the instruments, follow the procedures you're trained to. It's seen as the most difficult thing you can do.
He's just taken off. It'll take him about 5 or 10 minutes to calm down because, of course, he's launched off into absolute pitch blackness. He's got his goggles on, but when he lifts them up, he'll see there is absolutely nothing out there. And I remember how he feels. As soon as you put the gear up and you're settled out at 2,000 feet, you're like, right, OK, now let's think about landing.
1 mile, stand by to level off, turn right 2 degrees, 217, on centre line,
Wind is red 5 at 34 knots. Slightly low on the Roger. There's the Roger.
The Harrier approaches the ship from the port side and hovers to give the pilot a chance to get his bearings. The only thing visible to him through his goggles are the runway lights and the electroluminescent panels. The aim is to move towards the panels at a 90-degree angle and use the runway lights to centre the Harrier onto the ship. Well, that's the theory.
That's a nice height. That's a good position and a nice height. Further right. That's a nice position. Very nice. Well done, fella.
Fucking hell.
Three, please. Nothing. He didn't say anything there. He was saying it's nice to be on the deck.
It was nice to be back.
Well done.
Well, guys. All positions flying code, material covered, fixed wing recovery is complete.
Quite a lot of drift on off the superstructure, so coming down I had a lot of corrections to do, so have a look at the tape, but it wasn't my tidiest effort ever. Still got a little bit of a heartbeat going, but I'm down and back in here, so that's good.
Oh, there he is.
Well done, Bolly.
Well done, Bolly. Nice work, mate. You do deserve it, mate. That was great. You came across the deck, and I thought, right, he's completely got it. And then you started the slight falling leaf of oh no, right, no, oh there's no, oh no, there's no right, and you came down and landed with about 1 knot of left drift. It was no dramas. You were absolutely on the tram line, so you couldn't have it harder than that. Done.
Complete.
Nice.
The jets are getting scrubbed up. The 40-strong Harrier support crew are hard at it. And it's making for a very good spectator sport.
About time you boys had a shower.
Squadron boys.
Even the pilots are getting stuck in.
The boys normally do this once a week or so, but it's just a nice thing for us to come out and help and, you know, show a bit of willing, because at the end of the day we fly them and we break them, and the guys do a great job fixing them. Sorry, sir. You've not done that already?
Ah, you bet. I hate it when he does that.
The boys are led by senior maintenance man Cheney.
Like some of the guys, there's like they're barely 20, and they're single-handedly responsible for £20 million worth of jet on their signature, plus a weapons payload and the pilot's life.
The Harrier and helicopter squadrons are called WAFUs, which some say is short for weapons and fuel users, but the ship's company has their own interpretation.
WAFU stands for wet and fucking useless.
And we say it's wonderful and frequently unique.
I think they're lazy, they don't do much.
Well, considering it's like I'm working a 15-hour day at the moment, it's like balls to them.
The sailors, or the fish heads as the WAFUs call them, have been cooped up on the ship for 66 days, so they have to make an effort to keep fit.
Hurry up! Come on! Big drop!
PT instructor Billy May is the man when it comes to putting them through their paces.
There needs to be a general level of fitness, all right, throughout our sailors, because in a time of war, they have to be fit to fight.
Okay, Afghans, on the barracks, sit up, V-shaped front sheet, sit up twist, lift bridge, leg raises.
He runs 4 circuit training classes a day. With such a grueling schedule, Billy needs some assistance.
Exercises. Have you know what limpers are? No, Dan! Okay, that's limpers. Have you happy with limpers?
Yep. Dan Appleby is Billy's apprentice. He's hoping to prove he's got what it takes to follow in Billy's footsteps.
I am wanting to change from warfare department to being a physical training instructor of the Royal Navy.
So he signed up for the 4-month PTI training course.
Okay, 2 shifts, climb, knees up, lay back. Short shift, long shift, hand on top. Knees up, lay back. Short shift, long shift, hand on top. It's a bit like having a little brother, actually. He's massively keen. He kind of like hangs on every word and watches everything I do. But I don't want him to be a clone of me. I want him to be his own man. Okay, right arm through. Lock off. Okay? No. What's this arm doing? That's it.
People find him a bit intimidating. He's a bit scary, but when you get to know him a bit better, you find that he's not that tough.
Good. Okay. All right. Better? You had no choice up there with your arms down here like this. All right. Enjoy it.
I've got a few more burns this week, and the stinging. It's not fun.
It's not just Dan's body that needs to be trained up.
Right. So just in your own time, right? Okay. Pretend there's swimming 10,000 people behind me, and you're taking them for daily exercises.
Class, do a mark. Time. Class.
He's got to learn how to multitask, remembering the routines, throwing his voice, and doing the exercises, all at the same time.
Okay, heels and lower toes, down and back, down and back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand still, don't move. Right, so if you emphasize that, 1, 2, 3, still.
Class, do a mark. Time. Oh my God, fuck's sake.
He doesn't like to come second at anything, and rightly so. If he wants to be a physical training instructor, we don't come second at anything.
Down and back, down and back. 1, 2, 3, still.
Better. Better. Yeah, not great, just better.
On 5 deck, Steward Rachel's recovered from heat stroke and is back on work experience with the stokers.
You go first, I'll follow. In between the decks, you've got a space. Inside it is just pipes, and we use it for stores. There's a vertical ladder that goes down. You get what you want, and you pass it up. So it's a two-person thing. The person at the top goes to stand sentry because some people, believe it or not, don't always see the bright yellow rails and fall down, and it can hurt.
You want to show that?
Her week's trial is coming to an end, and senior marine engineer Helen Ashworth has been keeping an eye on Rachel's progress.
She's enthusiastic, and that's the main thing. Every time I saw her around the spaces, she was grinning from ear to ear. Hello, Logs, right, come in. Grab yourself a seat.
Cheers.
So, end of the week in the ME department, how did it go?
Oh, I loved it. I loved all of it.
Definitely going for a branch change?
Yeah, 100%. I was thinking as well, after I've been a stoker for a couple of years, maybe go an officer as well.
OK. The world's your oyster. There's no reason why you shouldn't be a Chief Petty Officer in very short order. Excellent.
All right, thank you, Mum.
All right, see you later. Ta-da.
It's really good to know that as a woman, like me, trying to go into the branch, she's a woman in that branch. She's had to work really, really hard to get to where she is. And I envy her for it, and I really wish I could be the same. So hopefully I'll get there someday.
Lust is leading an international task group, including Spanish, French and American ships. And today, Billy Mayers invited the USS Cole's physical trainers over for circuit training to show them how the Brits do it. Billy's counterpart is Master Chief Reynolds. And like all things American, he's bigger. But will he be up to Billy May's circuits?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, okay. Good. You don't kill me. No, we'll try and look after you.
This is Dan's chance to show off what he's learned. He's doing the warm-up section of today's workout. And to heap on the pressure, Lusty's captain Steve Chick is joining the class.
Outers! Shoot legs!
I like barking orders at people that are up the chain, let's say. Due to the fact that I'm sort of like pretty much near the bottom, there's a little bit of sense of satisfaction in there for me.
Just steady it down and walk. Take your left arm across the body, right arm round the front. Stretch out the deltoids. The big dipper's over there. So, a bit weird for the skipper to be there 2 days in a row. He's always got plenty of time on his hands, but must have too much time in the day.
With the class warmed up, it's Billy May's turn to notch it up a gear.
Good, good, good. Well done, boss. That's good, 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 good. Fair pace, fair pace, fair pace. Down, back, forward, stand up straight. Apologies.
Am I fitting the chief?
Come on, Dan! Come on, Dan! Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down! Bring your teeth! Come on, son! Come on, all the way, all the way! And relax!
I give him a run for his money, like. I think he would say, not a chance.
OK, stand by, last time through.
Bill is determined to see how far he can push Dan.
OK, stand by, go! Press up, incline!
I'm dying.
Come on, Dan, get on the bench! Hand step up, Stephen. Good lad, Dan, keep working on. Come on, Dan, don't give in. Don't give in, she's in two, you every one. Come on, don't be last, Dan. Don't be last, come on, son, come on, come on, come on, there. Change, last exercise, we move on, leg raises, perfect.
I've never stopped all day.
Come on, Dan, come on, Dan.
The crew of the USS Cole also get a taste of Billy's unique motivational skills.
I want to hear you. I want to hear you. What am I? What am I? You can call me if you want, ma'am. You can call me if you want. Go on, you can call me. Feel free. Go on, call me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at his face here. Look at his face. Yeah, yeah, and again. And again. Oh, you're horrible.
No one's spared, not even the captain.
Have I been gentle on you? No. It's good. Keep it going. Work hard. Good, good, good. Keep it going. Work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Stand up, water.
So, what have the Yanks got to say for themselves?
Well, it's about the same as ours. They're different, but the intensity is about the same both ways. It's a good workout.
It was a killer.
Saturday, day of rest.
There's no days of rest for PEIs. 24/7, 365.
For now, it's back to the day job in the ops room for Dan.
It's a lot cooler in here, but it's not really my cup of tea in here.
Illustrious is home to 6 Merlin helicopters designed for anti-submarine warfare. They're also equipped with a general-purpose machine gun. Today, it's target practice. Steve Hayton is a senior observer. He joined 814 Squadron aboard Lusty 2 weeks ago.
All the rest of the guys have all been qualified and they've all gone through the training, so it's just really me catching up. The last time I shot was probably about 3 years ago.
On the quarterdeck, it's the buffer's job to set the target up off the back of the ship.
It's like a surfboard, it goes through the water, and as it's dragged through the water, it puts a plume of water up into the air, and we can then shoot at it.
The Merlin circles Lusty, giving Steve a sight of the target before he blasts it.
My aim this afternoon is to try and cut the cable on the flash target, which will really wind the ship up a treat.
I wouldn't put money on them. Last year we did 3 of these, and so far there's not a single piece of damage actually to the target, so they're not that good at hitting it.
The gun can fire off 750 rounds a minute, and it's used for air-to-sea combat against fast-moving enemy boats. The Merlin heads back to the ship with the splash target still attached. But did Steve manage to hit it?
I have to say I'm slightly disappointed. I was expecting at least one bullet, but no. That's sad, really.
Life on the ship is a bit like boarding school. There are uniforms, rules and strict codes of conduct.
Guard! Slow! Arms! 2, 3! 2, 3!
Sometimes, you just need to break free. And to keep the boredom at bay, the crew make their own entertainment.
And number 6, Lady Godiva. use the best bridges.
The helicopter squadron, better known as the Flying Tigers, have their own survival strategy when cabin fever sets in. To amuse themselves on the long deployments, the Tigers resort to playing tricks on one another.
If he comes down the corner now, we're fucked. This is going to take hours to fucking blow up. You filming? Dude. Sorry.
The practical jokes keep their spirits up.
Julie Officer. It's touching your roof. Which one's that? What are you doing? You little shitbags.
Anything to stop themselves from thinking too much about home.
Hello, sweetheart, okay? Same old, really. Can't wait to come home.
But sometimes it's hard to block out what you've been missing. Weapons specialist Mo Morrison has been in the Navy since he was 16, but now he's got a wife and 2 kids.
When you're a single lad on board a ship, you're loving it, really. You like going away and you're not bothered. Once you have family and kids, you know, things change. So, you know, going away is a lot harder.
After 2 months at sea, the men in Mo's mess share their feelings about their kids.
I wasn't there when she came home one day and just started talking. And it's just things like that you miss, and you can't get that back.
And feeling homesick more than most is Scotty.
I miss my kids, I miss my wife so much. I miss them growing up. I miss everything, really. And my wife sent this out to us, as you can see on the back. I miss you, Daddy. It's all been away from them. It really is.
We've all got wives, got kids, so we know exactly how each other's basically feeling.
You just try to get through each day, trying to keep yourself busy so you don't think about it too much.
Lusty's physical trainer, Billy May, and his apprentice, Dan, are off to visit the USS Cole. They're going over to run a fitness class.
It'll be good for Dan because it takes him out of his comfort zone. Different group of people who are not used to him. Right, so you'll have to motivate them in a different way, whereas the American sailors won't know him, so you'll have to work hard at that.
The Cole's crew take their fitness seriously. First stop, the weights room. Billy's American counterpart, Master Chief Reynolds, shows the Brits what he's made of. 100% beefcake.
The size of him, like, massive, he's a unit.
100 pounds, right, either dumbbell, it's 200 pounds, that's how much I weigh.
I think they're a little bit too heavy for me.
Good strength.
But then again, I don't think he can run like me.
Up on deck, the PT staff get the equipment out for Billy and Dan's class.
The fucking kit's fucking amazing, mate. We are poor relatives. That store is like an Aladdin's cave.
There are 300 sailors on board the Cole, and half of them have turned up for the workout.
You're doing 15 minutes of warm-up, right? And then the Master Chief is going to do his bit, and you're going to take part.
Oh, mint. Right, what we're going to first do is just start jogging on the spot. One forward, one back.
He's doing very well, actually. It's probably the biggest class he'll ever take. I was talking to some of the guys at the back, right, and they find it hard to understand his accent, but that's normal. I think once he plays some of his games, his Daniel Says games and stuff like that, he'll have a meeting out of the palm of his hand.
What we do is, Daniel says left hand, go down, touch your deck, back up, jog on your toes. Daniel says right hand, touch your deck with your right hand. If I don't see it, Daniel says, and you do the exercise, you know what's coming. It'll be a few of these bad boys. You all got it? Yeah. Well done. Daniel says left hand. Daniel says right hand. Both hands.
Hey! Push up!
There we go! Down we go!
Push ups!
And bang on your toes! Daniel says 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Just steady there. I'll hand over to the Master Chief.
So, what did his mentor think?
Thought it was the best I've seen you.
Aye?
Yeah. Good, mate. Good.
Back on Illustrious, Cheney and his lads are getting the Harrier jump jets prepped for bombing practice. Next time they do this, it'll be the real thing over Afghanistan.
Oh, we love it. When we get the target, it's great. It's what we do. For me, it's 20-odd years worth of training, and now I'm allowed to do it for real. I have no qualms. Afghanistan's a war. It's as simple as that. I don't care what they say about it. We're out there killing people. Each one of those bombs represents a target taken out.
Toby's done 4 tours of the region.
The troops on the ground are generally put at ease a lot of the time when they hear us turn up. We work with all forces out there. We work with, you know, the whole coalition on the ground, and our role out there is to provide close air support.
Each tour lasts about 3 months. They're based at Kandahar until they get called to assist the troops on the front line, targeting the Taliban forces. Bolly is also going on bombing practice. He's been to Afghanistan 6 times.
I'm not someone dedicated to just dropping bombs. That's definitely not my role in life. So of course there's moral issues there, but by using the rules of engagement, by talking to the guy on the ground, and by both of us having this professional respect for each other, we get the job done. I'm not going to want to go to bed at night thinking, God, you know, I wish I hadn't dropped that bomb on the school.
Does it ever bother me dropping bombs? Yes, it bothers us. Yeah, I would say so. Generally, the best way is to try and detach yourself from the actual things that you're doing and concentrate on the good parts of it, which is the fact that you're helping some other people. And that's how I do it personally.
The Harriers are aiming for the splash target. Yesterday, the Merlin helicopters tried to hit it and missed. So the pressure's on for Bolly and Toby to get one up for the Harriers. These practice bombs are made of concrete and weigh the same as the real thing. Dumb bombs aren't guided weapons, so everything relies on the skill of the pilot.
It's almost like World War II. You've got a bomb site, you put the bomb site over the target, press the release button and the bomb will come off.
Bolly and Toby are practicing low-level attack. The bomb deploys a parachute to slow it down. In a real situation, this gives the jet time to escape the blast.
I think I came the closest. So I got about a 20-foot bomb away from it, so I was pretty pleased with that.
But the Harriers didn't hit the target. Music to the ears of the Merlin boys.
The Harriers had bombs this big anyway, and we had little tiny bullets. We got probably a couple of inches out, the Harriers 20 feet out. No, they've got lasers, satellites, the whole lot, 20 feet. You just eyeball. Mark on eyeball. Mark on eyeball, straight down.
Next time on Warship, the Harriers go for vertical takeoff. The Merlins play cat and mouse with a sub.
Diving now, diving now.
And the crew get to see the golden sands of Goa, where the no-touching rule doesn't apply. Lusty's made it through the Suez Canal and is now docked in the Middle East, which means the officers are cutting a dash in their tropical whites.
The long flex can just get caught.
The Harriers are due aboard in 5 days, but right now they're expecting another important visitor.
Yeah, you say salute, all right, and down. So up, salute, down, and then we'll get all together, okay?
The Commander-in-Chief is coming for dinner.
Do not drop a salute until you've parked the carry on, okay? When you come up, everybody come up, the captain will salute along with you as it comes up to the top, step forward, evening sir, off we go.
In the captain's galley, a dinner fit for an admiral is underway.
We've got a swordfish starter with tagliatelle ribbons, prawn risotto, and a smoked salmon carbonara sauce with saffron in it.
It's down to the captain's steward, Freddie, to make sure presentation is perfect.
This is what you're all taught in like basic stewarding training and that. Taught how to lay a table, what sort of glasses you need for different drinks, taught different napkin folds. Napkin's called the cock's comb.
But serving the Admiral means missing out on shore leave.
It's part of the job as steward and that. You do get a lot of dignitaries, VIPs and that, so it swings and roundabouts now. You'll get ashore another time, but it's a lot of work that has to go into it.
Admiral Sir Mark Stanhope is the Commander-in-Chief of the whole of the Navy fleet. He oversees 104 ships and 35,000 sailors.
I have to train them, I have to maintain them, I have to ensure they're stored, I have to make sure that they're prepared and available to be used by the government as they require.
Aboard Lusty, he's the next best thing to royalty.
You need a couple of spoons and you jug a couple of water.
19-year-old Shiner has been drafted in for the night to help the captain's chef.
I personally think it's still quite hectic, right, 'cause it's all kicking off now, isn't it?
Normally, Shiner cooks quantity, not quality, for hundreds of hungry sailors down in the ratings mess.
Down in the main house, about 400 people, but now we're 13. You would stand by. Take from this end, please. But want to go over here as well, Shane. I don't want that skinny bit on there, mate.
Another new recruit for the evening is Shiner's twin sister, Rachel. She normally works in the officers' dining room.
Starters went down well, so it's all good so far.
There's no shortage of ingredients in the captain's galley.
For our main course, we've got a fillet of beef, which has been marinated in dry herbs and spices. We serve that on a flat and a potato with sautéed spinach, roasted red peppers and fennel with a tomato and fennel jus.
George's gourmet creations are going down a treat with the Admiral. But deep in the bowels of the ship, there are less savoury matters to attend to.
Those toilets, basically, it's like chlorine. It's got infected because it's proper stinking. And seriously, right, we need to get unhappy living allowance for this. We need to get paid to live down here.
All right.
I swear, because it's wrong. Okay?
All right.
Dave Smith, one of the ship's marine engineers, or stokers, has been called in to sniff out the problem.
The smell is caused by this toilet. That's that problem fixed. There wasn't enough water in the toilet, so obviously the air was coming up through the trap and polluting the smell. All they had to do was flush it.
Rachel's finished serving the Admiral and stoker Dave's off maintenance duty, so they're planning an evening in together.
No.
No, that's definitely no.
Why do you always go for the gory ones where people get eaten by humans? What's all that about?
Choice.
If I've got a problem, I know that I can go to Dave and talk to Dave about it, and he'll help me out, and he doesn't judge it. He doesn't judge anyone. He's always so laid back, and he's just lovely. No. Why would you do that?
I'm watching that. I met Rachel when she came on board and that. She's just a good crack. It's a good laugh, yeah.
But Rachel's got a boyfriend back home.
It can get confusing. I mean, if I didn't love him to bits, then yeah, maybe I would try on with Dave. Can't believe I just said that, but end of the day, if you meet someone that you really like, I personally think you should be with them. If you're even thinking about being unfaithful to the partner you're with at the moment, there's no point in being with them. You might as well not be. That's the way I look at it anyway. Watch this space.
HMS Illustrious is leading an international task group to the Indian Ocean. She's got an arsenal of weaponry and a squadron of 6 Merlin helicopters, but as yet, she's missing her deadliest hardware. The squadron who are flying out to Illustrious are called the Naval Strike Wing. They're heading off from RAF Cottesmore in the East Midlands.
The ship, we all love it, it's all there. For some of you, you won't have been to the ship before. It will be an eye-opener, and for those old hands of us who are going back on again, it will be like going back home. Just be aware, we're taking 7 pilots, 3 engineering officers, and about 40 engineers themselves to look after the aircraft. So it's quite a big team. The qualities of a Harrier pilot are identified very early on. And what we're looking for is people who are dynamic, quick thinking. They have to be able to fly, talk, and navigate. They are the cream of the crop.
We've got 2 brand new guys who've never landed a Harrier on board before, and the other guys have never landed on board at night before, so it's lots of new things for everyone.
Lieutenant Dave Boyack was a helicopter pilot before he started flying jump jets. He'll be attempting his first ever landing on a carrier.
I'd always wanted to get onto jets a little bit faster. I've been done for speeding quite a few times. At least I get to do it legally in this.
The most junior pilot is 26-year-old Nick Mattock.
I've only been with the squadron for 3 weeks so far, so it's quite exciting. My first 3 weeks on the squadron, I'm off onto an aircraft carrier. I'm doing my initial carrier qualification, and the first week we're out there, so you have to practice taking off and landing quite a few times, because it's quite tricky apparently.
Training Dave and Nick is RAF squadron leader Rich Hillard.
Flying off the aircraft carrier is probably about as hard a type of flying as you can do. It's very, very challenging, but it's very satisfying when you get it right. And really, most pilots, I think, enjoy a challenge. It's why we do the job.
The Harrier pilots know there are mixed feelings about them amongst Lusty's crew.
These guys live on the board, it's their home, it's where they work, and then suddenly a whole bunch of pilots turn up and think that they're the best thing since sliced bread. So they'll always think that we're prima donnas who think that everything revolves around us, and we will banter them for being, you know, well, fish heads is what we call them.
So most importantly, this is my packed lunch for the journey, so I don't know what I've got in there, but I'll have a look when I get airborne, probably some sarnies and a drink.
That's got 9721, clear takeoff, main service wind 34012.
They'll be travelling at 500 miles per hour, and they'll do the 4,000-mile journey in 2 legs. So, from RAF Cottesmore, they'll have a 5-hour flight to Cyprus, where the pilots can have a rest and the planes can be serviced before heading on to the ship. For now, the top dogs, or rather top cats on board Lusty, are 814 Squadron, better known as the Flying Tigers. They pilot 6 anti-submarine Merlin helicopters, and they're used to having the flight deck to themselves.
It always seems as soon as the jets come on board, then they tend to take priority. The pilots tend to be considered, certainly by the rotary guys, as sort of shandy drinkers.
So they bring a lot to the ship, but they don't get treated any differently. They're just another weapon system on the ship.
Yeah, looking forward to working with them over the course of this exercise. Honest. No.
Today, the Flying Tigers have a different kind of mission, taking the chaplain, Father David Yates, to another ship in the fleet.
This morning I'm going over to the Spanish ship to say Mass. We're going across in a helicopter, and we're going to be winched down onto the Spanish ship because our helicopters are too big and too heavy to land on their deck.
Normally a transfer to another ship would be by boat, but the last time he tried it, the Bish fell in. Commander Tim Johnston takes up the story.
Okay. Yeah, he was transferring over to another ship. He fell off. Just leave me alone. No. Should we do it tomorrow? David was unfortunate to be involved as a man overboard. He was transferring over to another ship by boat, and when he got to the bottom of the ladder, he missed the boat, his footing slipped, and he ended up in the water.
Here we go. Let's go.
Much to everyone's amusement, whilst people on the quarterdeck, they saw him floating past.
The idea that chaplains can walk on water in the style of Jesus is a constant joke in the Navy, and as I proved, I wasn't able to walk on water, and I was very glad of the life jacket.
It's quite legendary. Any time David has to go to another ship, they try and have him go by boat. but I doubt we'll see that happen again.
I'm not quite as terrified about it as I'm pretending to be. I think sometimes people feel it's good to, you know, they're their bish, you know, never mind, and take me under their wing. So I do tend to play to the galleries a little bit. But if I'm honest, the thought of hanging out of a helicopter on a piece of string doesn't really appeal that much, but I'll survive.
Safely aboard, the Spanish crew welcomes Lusty's man of God.
Cheers.
With an offering that settles his nerves.
And very nice draft beer it is, too. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Blessed are you, Lord, God of all creation. Through your goodness we have this wine to offer. The blood of Christ.
His work here is done, and the Spanish Navy once again extend their hospitality.
Quite looking forward to this.
Well, this is the Spanish omelette, Spanish tortilla.
Very good. Oh, please.
As the task group's religious ambassador, it would be rude to refuse.
How is the wine?
The wine is lovely. Very nice indeed.
Back on Lusty, the ship's beginning to look like the Costa del Sol. They have the sun, they have the sea, but as long as they're on board, that's as far as they can go.
I think it's fair to say in a community of nearly 1,000 people, there's always a chance that relationships could arise, but it's very clear there's a no-touching rule on board, and on board the ship there's absolutely no physical interaction between people. People are sensible, they know the rules on board, and in the main they stick to those rules.
But Jason Farnsworth has his own hypothetical solution.
How would someone get around the no-touching rule? If I've seen a bird on a ship, I'd just be like, right. For instance, meet me in this compartment. I bet no one will be in there for about half an hour, and then that's probably how you get around the no-touching rule. And then you can probably get up to quite a bit of touching. If you get caught, yeah, fair enough, you get killed. But like, obviously, if you didn't, then I wouldn't do it. I don't think it's right.
The no-touching rule's proving difficult for Rachel and Dave, who have been getting closer.
When you're in like a city street or whatever, you meet a guy, you spend ages like finding out about them, but on somewhere like a ship, you find out stuff about them really quickly. So even though you've known each other, say, a couple of months, it feels like you've known each other a year or whatever.
But things aren't going well with her boyfriend back home.
I love him to bits, I always will, but it's just hard because I haven't spoken to him in such a long time. We've basically agreed that he'll still be there when I get back and everything, but while I'm away, it's best to call it off for a bit, I suppose. It's the best way to put it.
But Lusty's a warship, not a love boat. And in the next 48 hours, she'll sail past the war-torn states of the Sudan, Eritrea and Somalia, a failed state, harbouring terrorists.
Right, listen in. As I said, this is a general check today, OK? Make sure people have their equipment, and then we're going to run through 1 or 2 procedures, OK? This area is one of the most dangerous areas for piracy in the world, OK? Therefore, there's a high threat to merchant vessels. Part of our job is to conduct anti-terrorist operations and anti-drugs operations. Therefore, every ship within the task group needs to have a boarding team ready to go.
Navy boarding parties are made up of volunteers. This is a new group being put through their paces.
You can be any trade, any job on board. You can always get detailed off to do boarding party. All different trades. You've got engineers, you've got a writer here who works in personnel, chefs do it as well. You don't have to just be warfare, it can be all sorts.
Before they're allowed into a real situation, they're doing some role-playing on Illustrious.
But I want to practice both teams. So first team in, do that, OK? Then second team in. Yeah? OK? Yeah. Cool.
But there's a problem with the radios.
Right, search team, the tops are down, sir. No problems at all.
That I got from the bridge, and it's dead. PO night needs to be aware of that, because that's unacceptable on that. I'll have a go at them when I get up there.
When the radios are fixed, there's some confusion over their call signs.
Sierra Charlie, this is Zulu Alpha, over.
You're 0 Alpha.
Hey, I'm 0 Alpha.
Yeah, can you pass me the card? That one doesn't work, does
Sierra
it?
Charlie, this is 0 Alpha, over.
Doesn't matter, doesn't matter.
The first stage of the boarding exercise is to launch the inflatables and reboard Lusty as if she were a hostile vessel. But there's a problem with the life jackets.
They're up there at the moment because we didn't get told they were going to get brought in use. That was why.
That's fine, no problem at all.
We get them down today. We get them put in the boat bay. They're all checking them in their serviceable.
Launching the inflatables is abandoned for a search of the ship.
What I want to do is see proper cover and move, OK, throughout here. I know it's false, I know we're on board the ship, but I want to see cover and move. Those who haven't got a rifle, OK, just the old finger treatment, OK? We've all done it. Good.
A suspicious parcel's been hidden in the hangar.
OK. Yeah, well, just imagine you're in a passageway as expected on a merchant ship. OK, happy, move on now. Just keep looking ahead.
After their teething problems, the rookie boarding party have got their act together.
Good, that's good. OK, we're moving back across this way, coming across now.
Number one guard for the ship's company.
And it's not long before they sniff out something fishy in the corner.
John, if you stand guard on that, don't let anybody near it. Right.
It's mission accomplished with an explosive discovery.
Cool, happy with that. That was good.
Next day, the flight deck crew are getting ready for the big arrival. The Harriers are coming to the end of their journey to join Lusty. Flying with them is a refuelling plane, which rendezvous in the air with the jets at various points on the journey. The tanker takes 10 minutes to fill up each jet with 8,000 litres of fuel. The final leg of their journey from Cyprus will take over 3.5 hours. The Harrier Squadron's newest pilot, Nick Mattock, has already arrived by a less glamorous mode of transport.
Well, it's quite exciting to be back on the ship, especially being one of the guys going to be flying off it back on. Yeah, it's quite good fun. Got a speedboat out from the dock and climbing up the side on a rope ladder, so it's all very nautical.
All right, but it doesn't look as though it's meant to be there. It shouldn't be there. Right, carry on, eyes down. It's not a Sunday morning stroll.
The flight deck crew do their final check for FOD, or foreign object debris. And it's flight deck officer John Llewellyn's job to make sure the runway's spotless.
Picking up any loose articles or any items that are liable to damage an aircraft engine or personnel on the flight deck can range from a piece of ground equipment that just hasn't been secured properly to paint flecks that could be ingested or get blown into someone's face.
Yeah, I've seen a whole squadron written off. 8 jets in a row because they didn't clean the deck properly after it came out of a refit. That was a nightmare.
Flight FTO, for the jet recovery, plan A obviously into the graveyard. I'd like to put all 4 jets in there.
All positions, Flight Co, Shekan, on deck.
Oh, there they go.
There they come.
Eyes left, sir.
Aircraft carrier HMS Illustrious is about to reach her full fighting capability. Already on board is newbie Harrier pilot Nick Mattock.
Oh yeah, and then it's just keep going up, isn't it? Yeah. That's all right, I'll find it. It's just like these, isn't it, all the way? Yeah. Sweet.
He's going up on deck to watch his friend Dave Boyack attempt to land on the aircraft carrier.
It's Dave's first time, but I'm sure he'll be fine. He's done it before in a helicopter, so what could possibly go wrong? I should get my first go at it tomorrow, so if you maybe a bit of a sleepless night tonight worrying about it, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Just cleared with FlyCo. The flight deck is ready in all respects to recover jets, so we're good to go.
Jet recovery is quite an exciting time.
If you can imagine, these are flying bricks now. They are literally being held up by jet power, and there's a lot happening, and it's happening very fast.
As the Harrier pulls alongside Illustrious, its Rolls-Royce Pegasus engine, running at full throttle, is producing 22,000 pounds of thrust, enough to lift 10 cars off the ground. Almost its entire engine thrust is diverted downwards through its 4 main nozzles. But this isn't the clever bit. Because it's stationary, its ailerons, rudder and elevators, used to steer in flight, are useless. So the pilot controls the Harrier by directing some of the engine's thrust to mini-jet nozzles on the tail, wingtips and nose. By opening and closing these mini-jets, the Harrier is now being controlled like a spacecraft. Last down and making his very first deck landing is Dave Boyack.
Done about 100 deck landings with helicopters, but just a completely different beast with a jet. So, yeah, the old nerves were going. I didn't expect them to be.
Instructor Rich, aka Bolly, is already settling in.
On the long transits that we do, you can put the autopilot in, which does mean that you don't have to physically be flying the aeroplane constantly. You've got time to get a bottle of water out of your bag. You know, you can even read a couple of pages of a book or something as you're going along, or play Trivial Pursuit over the radio, listening for questions. Probably the hardest thing, of course, is if you need the toilet. If you do, I haven't got one to show you, but there are little, we call them pee bags, which are just plastic bags with a tube on the end and some foam in. And after a lot of unstrapping, which I'm not going to demonstrate to you, you can potentially have a wee and then put it somewhere at the side of the cockpit. You're going to love that, aren't you? You're going to absolutely love that line.
With all 4 Harriers now safely down, all eyes are on Nick for his first deck landing tomorrow.
The magnifying glass will be out.
Yeah, no pressure at all after that, is there?
That'll be all right.
What could possibly go wrong?
I won't sneak out to the jet the morning before and put all the switches in the wrong places. It'll be fine.
Probably wouldn't notice anyway.
The Harrier pilots all have officer rank, so share the same floor as the other officers, directly below the flight deck. They're the noisiest cabins on the ship.
That tends to wake you up if you're here and you've got about 4 foot above your head, several thousand pounds of thrust landing, all the deck heads shake. In fact, I had to re-secure this one because I joined a friend of mine who lived in the cabin opposite said, oh, come into this cabin. Fine, came into this cabin not knowing this, and it landed and the deck heads fell off and promptly hit me on the head overnight, which was nice. A bit of a wake-up call.
I don't think it's that warm up here, to be honest with you.
Noise isn't the only problem. It's boiling hot in the cabins, even when the air conditioning is working.
It's quite warm up here at the moment. I wouldn't say it's roasting, but it's quite warm.
Luckily, stoker Dave Smith is on hand to fix it.
I don't think I would like to sleep up here.
I haven't stuffed anything up my air conditioning unit.
Give it a smash. Oh, it's going to have snags, this. Hopefully, once we take this baffle out, as you see if there's any problems with it. And hopefully this flow should be less restricted.
Right, go for it.
It's not just the cabins that are hotting up. The temperature's also rising between Dave and Rachel.
Fair to say that me and Dave are really close.
I'd say me and Rachel are a couple, yeah.
As any couples want to do when they say goodbye to each other, oh, I've got to go to work, goodbye, you want to give them a quick kiss or whatever, or a quick hug, whatever like that.
And have you ever been caught?
No, I've never been caught. Never done anything to get caught out.
Girls down the mess, they've got to be out by 10:30. Not allowed down here after that.
Because there's too many naughty stokers having sleepovers with friends on their racks. So
Can I just say that's not us? I don't even know where your rack is.
Really? Oh. So why did I have to give you to a shake the other day? That's not a simple question.
There you go, bright red.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm working here.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Catch you later, lads.
See you later. See you later.
Bye.
That is our goodbye, because we can't do nothing else because we're getting in trouble. So that has got to be our goodbye.
It's Nick's big day. He's about to attempt his first takeoff and landing from the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, I got nervous. Didn't sleep very well last night. It's all a bit apprehensive. Saw Dave do it yesterday, so got rid of a few of the nerves. But yeah, it's well, quite nerve-wracking, really.
The jets are fueled and ready to go. For many of the deck crew, this is their first jet launch, and tension is high. Engines are started and the aircraft line up for takeoff.
So check's complete. Let's launch the jet. Roger. Launch the jet. That's nice.
Dave and Bolly are airborne. But Nick has got a problem with his sat-nav.
GPS crashed, so he's got no navigation in the air. Literally, it's like the last minute and everything's cancelled. He has to sit there and watch his operators go off the ramp, which is, as far as I know, is about the most frustrating thing that can happen to them.
Couldn't get the nav system in the jet to work properly, so couldn't go, unfortunately. A bit annoying.
Nick will just have to wait another day for his first takeoff from an aircraft carrier. 4 floors below the flight deck, the captain's galley is an oasis of calm. When he's not doing dinner parties for dignitaries, George, the captain's personal chef, prepares a gourmet meal for one.
I'm doing a tuna steak served on a bed of Chinese leaves with a lime and mango salsa to go with that. And a ham steak with chorizo-flavoured couscous. But it's going to need a bit of lemon juice just to bring out the flavour of the orange to go with the gammon and the chorizo, because to me, orange and aniseed goes quite nicely together.
Two floors further down, in the ratings mess, you can forget finesse. This is cooking on an industrial scale.
George has got a life of luxury up there in the captain's place. But obviously his numbers change. Sometimes he has 8 or 10 people.
All Navy chefs are trained to cook to the highest standard, but the reality for most of them is providing 3,000 meals a day on a tight budget.
It's about £1.78, £1.80 a day at the moment. Ironically, that's actually less than the average prisoner gets when he's at Her Majesty's pleasure, and also less for the allowance for an MOD guard dog.
The budget for the captain's meals is a lot higher, but he does pay the extra out of his own pocket.
Yeah, it's a privilege. He's got a hard job, the captain, and to feed him to the quality that I'm allowed to do, maybe lifts him at the end of the day.
Gosh, George is excelling. Normally it's beans on toast. When did you start?
Back in the ratings mess, it's scran for 700. The galley staff are bracing themselves for the usual whinging.
You get people who are like, oh, there's onions in this again. You think, well, unfortunately, we get as much as we get, and it has to be built up. And we try and cater for the people who don't like onions and mushrooms. And unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
You have good days and bad days.
Onions, mushrooms, and absolutely everything.
Raw potatoes, cold potatoes or burnt potatoes?
Shocking.
The longer you're at sea, the more they sort of get despondent with everything. If it's a genuine sort of complaint, you'll rectify it and try and make it better for them. But sometimes it's just they're moaning for moaning's sake.
I wouldn't even feed that to my dog. Got a hammer. Look at that, it's rock hard.
See my cursor?
Yeah.
Rolly cursor over there.
Millie Harradine is a trainee officer in the warfare department, where she's learning how to operate the ship in combat situations.
The Y means it's a helicopter.
Okay.
The track number is specific to that contact.
At the beginning of the deployment, she had high hopes for her new career.
I'm not saying I want to be the next admiral of the fleet, but yeah, I'll set my sights quite high and I want to achieve the best result that I can personally, just for myself.
The tick tells me that it's been correlated, so it's 2 data links.
8 weeks on, and she's having serious doubts.
Concur on that.
Personally, I find it quite boring. It's a lot of computers.
Aside from her technophobia, a life at sea doesn't fit in with her romantic plans.
I'm going to be able to be at home a lot more often, going to marry my other half, by the way. But that's not the reason why I want to transfer. It's the actual job for me. I don't want to be a warfare officer. It doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. I find it mind-numbing.
Millie's going to see her personnel officer. She wants to transfer to logistics, which means she could spend more time in the UK.
Appreciate that. I mean, one of the most difficult things about your situation at the moment is obviously the Royal Navy as a whole is short of female warfare officers, and obviously we're quite overborne with female logistics officers, which makes it that much more difficult for you. Apart from obviously changing sex, there's not a lot we can do about it.
OK, thanks very much.
No problem.
Training Millie for 18 months has cost the Navy around £60,000.
It's quite difficult. We've obviously invested quite a lot of money in her as a warfare officer already, so it will be difficult for her. I do hope for the best, but I mean, it's going to be hard and it's going to be a challenge.
Nick's sat-nav is fixed, and once again he's preparing for his first flight off a carrier.
Quite an exciting day, quite a big day. I've been on Squadron for 3 weeks, and sort of a combination of all my training, and finally land on a carrier. I'm shitting myself, really.
And he's not just taking off and landing, he'll be flying an air defence exercise.
So I'll pretend I'm coming in to do an airstrike on the ship, and they'll obviously be trying to fight me off and shoot me down. And I'll be using certain manoeuvres and chaff and flare and things to try and defeat their radars, but I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near the ships. There's quite a few of them out there, and I'm sure they'll shoot me down a long way out.
Nick's friend Dave Boyack and instructor Bolly are also taking part.
I think the day you stop learning is the day you should stop doing the job, really. So, you know, the most experienced Harrier pilot in the world will always be learning something every trip he does.
Illustrious has a relatively short runway because Harriers can land vertically. And her ski jump design lets them launch from the deck even when they're weighed down with fuel and bombs. First off is Dave, then Bolly, and finally Nick makes his first ever deck takeoff.
Sometimes when you're down at low level, you're trying to evade a threat, you really are performing the jet quite hard. So 6G, and added to that, it's about 35 degrees outside because we're down in the Gulf, and sat in the jet with no air conditioning, it's pretty bloody warm.
The pilots start their attack. Flying very low and turning sharply, they hope to break contact with the ship's radar-controlled goalkeeper gun.
We're flying along at 500 knots and 100 feet, so that's pretty much 600 miles an hour. If you don't pay a lot of attention, you could quite rapidly end up in the sea. Going around the corner, pulling hard on the jet, it's like a racing driver in his racing car when he goes round, getting lateral G.
Cougar 3, turn left, heading 180.
Pull up! Pull up! If you pull too hard, you'll actually eventually grey out, the blood will drain from your brain.
The jets drop flares and spin away to confuse heat-seeking missiles. Now for the tricky bit. Nick's lining up for his first ever deck landing.
Point 3. Good, roger.
He's probably going to overshoot slightly because he's coming fast.
Lieutenant Commander Toby Everett is in flight control to guide the jets in.
057. If they're 10 foot either side, you know, it's no dramas, then we'll start. Wind is red 5 at 27.
To land like this, the Harrier must nearly be running on empty, otherwise it's too heavy to hover.
That's a good height.
And whilst it's hovering, the engine's cooled by water, and Nick's only got enough to last him 90 seconds.
Come right. Come right.
Nice work.
Cougar 2 paddles check.
The landing's definitely more alarming. Takeoff, you just sort of get launched off the end and it's fine. It's, landing concentrates the mind a little bit.
Flying is finished for the day, and the off-duty crew are making the most of the flight deck. For team sports enthusiasts, the PT department's hosting an alternative.
OK, first game on! Naval Strike Wing 2 versus WE1!
What we're doing is having an afternoon of deck hockey in the glorious sunshine.
It's just good to let off a bit of steam, a bit of inter-department, inter-domestic rivalry.
Basically to find out who is the best deck hockey team. Generally just people are just sort of trying to get a day off work.
OK, hold your stick on top of it, white, screen ball!
It can be quite violent at times, hockey sticks and people barging around.
Without the proper kit, the players have managed to make do.
Well, we've gone for a composite design using various cardboard-based materials, mostly.
Gaffer tape.
Gaffer tape and basically whatever else we could find.
The shoes are the most important, though. Let's go on to the shoes. Steel toe cap.
Obviously, because we wouldn't want anyone to get hurt.
Over the top, unlucky!
Most of the ship's departments are fielding a team, and Nick Mattock is playing for the Harriers.
Oh, I got roped into it at the last minute. I wasn't really expecting it this morning. But yeah, it'd be nice if we won.
But Lusty's top brass aren't joining in.
I did want to play. We were going to put a Hodge team together, but it gives the other people a chance to win if we don't play.
First round's over, and the Naval Strike Wing, the Harriers, are showing they're made of strong stuff.
We won, obviously, which is always good. Even scored a goal as well. I think we won, was it 4-1? 4-1, it's good. We're going to take George down, watching.
This is the final, and I think the Naval Strike Wing are looking quite good. So for a squadron that we haven't seen at sea for quite a long time, it's good to see them doing it.
Go on, Nick! Go on, big man!
It's Naval Strike Wing versus Weapons Engineering. The jets against the ship. It's 2-2. The game and the whole competition goes to the golden gold.
We won all 4 games, obviously. We was losing 2-0 in the final, and we won 3-2 on their golden goal. So obviously WE saved it for the ship again, as always.
But Millie Harradine's not having fun. She's having a career crisis. It looks like her transfer request to logistics has been turned down.
I do know that they're going to say no, but it's not official yet. I don't want to wait 2 months till it is official. We're just wasting time as far as I'm concerned, treading water. Because I'm still technically under training, I can leave today if I want to, and that's what I'm going to do. So that's me, basically.
And it's a convenient moment to go, because the ship's back in port in the Middle East.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
Come in.
Come to speak to you.
OK.
About my life.
She's brought her letter of resignation to Ian Taylor, her training supervisor.
I can understand your motivation. I think it's a shame that you feel this way.
I don't want to do warfare, I know that. I'd rather go outside.
All right,
Cool.
Millie.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that, sir.
Yeah,
I know you tried.
Again. Yeah, we did try, certainly.
Yeah, I know. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go and pack.
But she's got a lot of potential to do very, very well in the Navy. It is a shame. I am disappointed.
I feel quite relieved, quite good. Made the right decision. I'm not really sad, don't have any regrets.
After 18 months of training, Millie abandoned ship and the Navy. Lusty's travelled almost 7,000 miles and she's heading to Goa, the most eastern point on the deployment. But this afternoon, the ship stopped, and in the middle of the Indian Ocean, the crew's taking part in a naval tradition. Hands to bathe.
This is a hands to bathe, so we stop the ship and let the ship's company go for a bit of a swim. So as soon as I give the go-ahead, I'm going to dash away and get into my Speedos.
And it's a chance to expose another Navy tradition.
Have you not seen the other one? Turn around. That one, yeah, that was made in Scotland.
It's a service number. It seemed a good idea at the time. About 5 or 6 of us got it done in Turkey when I was on my last ship.
Come on. And the wizard, he's called Tabernacle. He was named by a group of weirdos at Reading.
It's got my name on it and then just bulldog in it, British bulldog. It's something proud of. Gash tat. Gash tat's a rubbish tattoo that you get when you're younger. So everyone has it. Everyone in the Navy anyway.
All afternoon we've had loads of people calling the bridge asking for the time when we're going to actually pipe hands to bathe.
The seaboat's on the lookout for sharks. The ladders are lowered, and it's the moment they've been waiting for.
Hands to bathe, hands to bathe.
Not a bad size for a swimming pool. 3,000 metres deep.
There's no way I'm going in, no way. I'll watch from here, thank you.
It's very good. Just out of my depth there.
Brilliant. Yeah, lovely. I'm going to go again.
But just when they thought it was safe to go back in the water...
That's a jellyfish sting in my tit, left one.
Does it hurt?
Port breast. Yeah, a little bit.
It's stung. Yeah. Right there. Treading water, getting bit by jellyfish. It's all good fun. Don't laugh, it hurt.
Illustrious is a floating runway, a mini Heathrow with Merlin helicopters and Harrier jump jets flying in and out day and night. And today, the Harriers are trying something unusual.
They're doing a vertical takeoff from the aft end of the ship, which is not normal because they're usually they'd go off the ramp.
Cougar on flight code check, canopy and box.
The Harrier was designed in the 1950s. The vertical takeoff and landing meant that they could go anywhere inside enemy territory. It also proved useful on an aircraft carrier. Although the standard method of launching is off the runway facing into the wind, it's not always possible to turn the ship in the right direction, and that's where the vertical takeoff comes in. Squadron leader Bolly's done 6 tours of Afghanistan, but even he doesn't get to do this very often.
It's just another way of practicing your skill set. You always have to practice, because otherwise when you have to do it for real, it'll be very hard.
The takeoff's supervised by Landing Safety Officer Toby and the ship's air commander, known as Wings. He's a helicopter guy through and through, so he likes to have a dig at the Harriers.
It's like parking a car, there's no moving parts.
It's obviously harder to fly Merlin because it takes, 4 or 5 people to do it.
Launching vertically uses 22,000 pounds of thrust, enough to lift 10 cars off the ground. It's pure ballistic power.
He's checking the references, that's what he's doing. That's nice. Pretty much all you do is just put the nozzles down to the hover position at 81 degrees and just slam to full power, and the jet will rise up and then they'll accelerate away.
To take off vertically, the jet has to be light, so it can't carry a payload of bombs. This manoeuvre is only used in emergencies.
Nice and safe, nicely under control. Spot on.
Lust is sailing across the Indian Ocean. Today, some of her crews come up on deck to see a rare sight. This is HMS Trafalgar, the first of the Trafalgar-class hunter-killer submarine fleet. It's a 5,000-ton covert weapon with a full complement of torpedoes and the Tomahawk land attack missile. The T-LAM's GPS guided and can destroy a land target 1,500 miles away. 130 men live on Trafalgar. There aren't any female submariners in the Navy because of health risks to women who might be pregnant. But day trips are permitted, so senior marine engineer Helen Ashworth is going across.
If women were allowed to go submarines, I'd be there like a shot. I did nuclear physics A-level, and unfortunately the option's never been open to me.
To serve on a submarine, trainees have to pass a tough medical. Weapons engineer Sid Little failed to make the grade.
My lungs were too big to get in the air out of your lungs quickly for me to escape was the problem. So, a bit of a shame, really.
He's also getting a chance to see what life might have been like if he'd had smaller lungs. But while Helen takes the easy route, Sid could end up underwater sooner than he'd hoped.
Didn't know when to jump in, but the PO grabbed hold of me and chucked me in the bottom of the boat. So I'm in here just about.
The introduction of submarines caused a moral dilemma for the Navy. The Admiral at the time deemed them underhand, unfair and damned un-English. But there was no denying their effectiveness, and in World War II, the German U-boats hunting in packs devastated Allied supply ships crossing the Atlantic. The Navy were forced to develop anti-submarine warfare.
One of the Navy's many weapons against the submarine is the recently improved depth charge.
The subs were at their most vulnerable on the surface, where they had to refuel and literally recharge their batteries. But the development of nuclear power during the Cold War means modern submarines can stay submerged for months at a time. Trafalgar's commanding officer is Charlie Shepherd.
The source of all of our energy comes from the reactor, and it almost replaces the sun for us. Because it produces heat, which in turn produces electricity, we use electricity for our weapon systems, but also for our life support systems. And so the electricity will help us to produce oxygen for breathing from seawater. It will heat or cool us as we need to, depending on if we're in a hot or cold environment. So it produces everything we need. The only thing that actually we can run out of is food, and that's the one thing we do have to stop and come up for.
Washdown 2, prepare to return to postcode depth.
Now everyone's safely on board, the crew get ready to dive.
Diving navigation brief. Depth of water 2,750 metres, safe depth 60 metres, XO, roger.
Captain, roger. Diving now, diving now. Weapon embarkation destroyed for escape
roger.
A submarine controls its depth using large ballast tanks. To make the sub dive, valves at the top of the tanks are open to allow air to escape, and at the bottom, holes allow water to flood in. Once submerged, it changes direction a bit like an aeroplane, using the rudder to move left and right, and hydroplanes to move up and down. To surface, compressed air's pumped into the ballast tanks, forcing the water out and making the sub buoyant. They're now at periscope depth, and it's safety first.
OK, this is the forward escape tower. There are 2 escape towers on board, one forward, one aft. These allow us to escape from the submarine either by rescue, by using it as an airlock. A rescue vehicle come down, mate to the top of the submarine, we open the top and bottom and go straight out. Or, in extremis, we can do a rush escape, open the top and bottom, the whole compartment equalises, you basically pile out as quick as you can. Within deep water, there's no escaping anyway.
As the tragedy of the Kursk proved in 2000.
A nuclear-powered Russian submarine has sunk and is now stuck on the seabed with more than 100 sailors on board.
The Kursk sank in the Barents Sea after one of its torpedoes exploded.
The oxygen is getting thin, the tapping on the hull is getting weaker.
They were trapped for several days, and all the crew perished after rescue attempts failed.
Right.
It takes a special type of sailor to deal with the danger.
Submariners are a pretty resilient bunch, and they're a pretty cheerful bunch. They like the challenges of life on board. They're actually fairly much hand-picked to be fairly resilient, and they're very proud of that. They work really quite hard, and most people work 6 hours on, 6 hours off, 24/7, wherever we're at sea.
With a crew of 130, there are more men than bunks. So the juniors get shifted down to the bomb shop, where they get cosy with the warheads.
When you go into the med, it gets really hot, so you tend to actually hug the weapon. You just stick your leg over, stick your arm over, and then it cools you down. You won't believe, because it does get sweltering down here.
And some of the crew's hot bunking, where 2 submariners on opposite shifts take turns in the same bed.
Having your own bed, such a sort of civilian term. I don't care if I've got a bed, a chair, the floor, just a quilt. You know, I don't care where I sleep, as long as I can sleep.
They seem to pack a lot of stuff into a very small space. We seem to have only gone like 10 yards around and we've seen everything already. And everywhere's got so many things all wedged in together and lots of people in one compartment.
In between the sonar cabs we have our rowing machine. This is actually a very popular piece of kit on board. We have a rotor up for its use, and this is in use probably 20 hours a day.
Claustrophobics need not apply. Still, they do get paid more than the guys on the surface.
If there's a bit of stress, it can be quite difficult living arrangements, but normally you just shut your curtains when you get in your rack and you have to deal with it. You can normally tell when someone's had a bad day. You just walk somewhere and it's sat there and you're like, well, I'll give you 5 minutes. But it's normally pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. Thanks. Quiet. I think it's a shame I couldn't come on one of these submarines. I think it would have been something I would have enjoyed and hopefully been good at. It seems very professional and very slick.
HMS Trafalgar's just one of 13 vessels in the task group. Lusty's the mothership and the only one with a fully equipped operating theatre, ready to deal with serious medical emergencies. It's down on 5 deck. Today, Surgeon Peter Taylor's busy teaching his medical assistant suturing on a pig.
Do you feel happy? Now, we choose pig skin because it's very like human skin. Any suture in the skin, you need to go straight across the wound, OK? So
medical assistants are trained paramedics. Glenn treats minor injuries day to day, but has to be ready to help in a major crisis.
This is about my 4th or 5th time having a go. It's good to practice on pig's meat and that.
Glenn, do it like this, yeah? If the Chinese can hold their chopsticks like this. The first stitching I did myself was when I was training at the London Hospital in Whitechapel, and we used to sew up people who were fairly drunk, so they didn't really realise who was sewing them up.
Guess it's pork on the menu tonight then, Glenn.
This wound is rapidly coming together.
Quite happy with it? What do you think, boss?
No, it's good, Gaz, yeah. And Glenn, you had a more difficult wound to deal with, didn't you? A few more zigzags. If you imagined that this was "I love my mum" across his forearm, it would still say "I love my mum."
OK.
And he would still be proud of it, so that's fine. Good, great.
Since the deployment's begun, Ops Room veteran Kev Stocker's been trying to get fitter and thinner. Today, he's weighing in at the doctor's.
The routine was to get through this trip and do sort of like lose a stone and a half. So hopefully if I've lost enough, then I'll be all happy. And if not, then I'll have to take drastic measures before I get back home.
So what did you start off at?
I was £2 under 16 stone.
£2 under 16, well, you've done really... when was that?
That was when we sailed. I might even go to crack the 2 stone now.
Up on the flight deck, Kev's 19-year-old son Ollie's taking his fitness test, an annual Navy requirement.
I'm real lazy, can't bother to do anything. But I've been training recently, so I should be able to do it today.
The multi-stage fitness test is basically 2 lines 20 metres apart, right, and you have to run between the 2 20-metre lines and make sure that you reach the markers on the bleep. The bleep gets quicker, right, the higher it gets up. Ease down, relax. Okay, relax your arms, relax your breathing. It's important because there needs to be a general level of fitness, all right, throughout our sailors, because in the time of war, they have to be fit to fight. And that's as simple as that. Okay, halfway. Down all the way, empty the tank. Come on, empty the tank, son. Hey, start working, come on. He's just making the beep at the moment. He's just doing minimal effort at the moment. Really, when it starts to speed up, which we'll do soon, he'll start quite easily getting behind the beep, all right, and he'll fail. I mean, he's struggling now. If you look at his face, all right, and his breathing rate, okay, he's not relaxed at all. Come on, bit of grit and determination. Come on. Grit your teeth, kid. That's 1. Come on, Ollie. Don't give in so easily. 2. Last chance. Come on. Come on. Out.
Started off all right, but then just let myself go towards the end. Just couldn't keeping up with the beeps.
I'll recommend that he does a little bit extra himself in his own time. Maybe suggest that he gets his dad to come along with him and help him out.
He can come with me if he wants to, if he can keep up. His old man will have to show him how to do it, won't he?
On 3 deck, Lieutenant Pete Barfoot's getting ready for rounds. But it's not the usual inspection, it's captain's rounds.
Once every 3 or 4 months, I will do a set of rounds, demanding a slightly higher standard and getting the, a little bit more the polish and the presentation right, but also continuing the same themes of checking the ship is safe, is being maintained properly, and other people are all fine.
It shows the captain that our part of ships are in good order, everything works, and we have, a bit of respect and pride for our part of ship areas.
Yeah, just scrubbed all the decks, hoovered in all the corners, done the overheads in the flat, done the overheads in air.
Pete needs help, and no one's more handy with a mop and sponge than weapons specialist Mo Morrison.
It takes a good solid week's cleaning to prepare for captain's rounds, and there's a lot more pomp and ceremony that goes with captain's rounds as well.
Best case scenario is that he walks through quite quickly and he's quite pleased. Worst case scenario, we get re-scrubbed.
If we get a re-scrub, it means we've got to do this all again in a couple of days, and we don't want that to happen.
They've done up here, haven't they? They've done up here?
Well, they did the overheads, but I don't know if they did up there. Am I looking forward to it? No, I'm not, no. Morning, sir. Leading Team Morrison reporting the captain's flat, ready for your round, sir.
OK, should we start at 4 then?
Inspecting the ship's hard work, so the captain's brought an entourage of 12.
So many of them.
He's got heads of department, their deputies, and even the ship's chaplain.
I don't know what he's doing on the rounds route. That's in case someone dies with the shock of a re-scrub. I don't know. It's a big show, I think, personally. The captain's generally not too bad. It's the entourage behind him. They're all trying to outdo each other almost to find something wrong, But it's very weird standing there watching all these commanders, like something out of a Monty Python sketch, trying to find dust in your compartment.
And second in command, Tim Johnston's found a problem.
There you go. It's dirty overheads. What it means is that they probably have sailors cleaning who are about 5'6", so when I come in here at 6'1", I can find stuff
which shows you haven't cleaned. I'll get another chance to do that.
Fucking overheads. Clean this every day for months, still find us. They'll always find something, you know. The key is not to let them find too much.
They've cleaned for over a week. And now the commanders have checked every inch. They're clearly not impressed with the overheads.
Okay.
But the final decision is Captain Chick's.
I mean, I'm happy here with this piece here.
Yes, sir.
When I reach the stars, I'll check all the overheads again.
Yeah, so far. Yeah. All right, okay, leader, thanks so much.
Round's complete, sir. Permission to carry on?
Yeah, carry on.
Yes, sir.
It's a pass, but only just. So, Mo can swap his rubber gloves for guns and ammo.
Oh, all right.
It's all right, sir, wasn't it?
Finished. So not too bad. I didn't realise every single commander would be around there.
Didn't get a reed scrub, but that's the main thing, sir.
Well done, well done.
Job done, eh? Yeah.
After failing his first fitness test, Ollie's taken up his dad's offer to be his personal trainer.
He's got to keep going because he wouldn't dare face defeat in front of me. He's not on film anyway.
The old one's going to drop first.
I'll probably get out of breath first, but ear ain't more.
Kev's on a healthy diet.
I've lost just over a stone and a half, but that isn't starving, that's just watching what you eat.
And Ollie's on a seafood diet. If he sees food, he'll eat it.
Every stop we've been to, I've just been eating crap everywhere. Curries, takeaways, McDonald's, KFC, even me chicken Big Mac. That was mint.
Going on the runner now, just for a little jog. That's what he needs more. That was sort of like a stamina build him up, see what he could do.
That's it. I'm finished for the night. That's training section over. If he wants to carry on, he can. I'll quit.
Hands to action stations, hands to action stations. The ship will be transiting through an area infested with Belgravian submarines. Condition Zulu. Rig, overalls, carrying anti-flash and life jackets.
Today we've gone into what's called Operation Phoenix, which is an anti-submarine warfare exercise which prepares people and all the equipment ready to fight.
The craft is now closing lusters at speed. Weapons have been sighted. Emergency close all red open. Emergency close all red open.
Right, get that down.
On the submarine, the CO's preparing for battle.
During Exercise Phoenix, our role primarily is to act as an enemy submarine who the task group are trying to protect themselves against and eventually trying to hunt us down.
It won't be easy. Trafalgar's sonar-absorbing hull and near-silent propeller make it practically undetectable when it's underwater. Ready to defend Lusty is 814 Squadron, the Flying Tigers. Their Mighty Merlin helicopters are specifically designed for anti-submarine warfare. The Merlin's radar can't detect movement underwater, so they'll lower their sonar into the sea. They can attack the sub with homing torpedoes or depth charges. But there's a whole ocean to search, so to save time, Trafalgar's given the Merlin a head start by putting up its periscope.
Yeah, you sit on the helo, you sit on that, you'll hear that. You sit on it. There you go. Ship's head, there he is. He's there, look. What's your best bearing? 222.
The sound room's the eyes and ears of the submarine. Andy McBeath is the chief sonar operator, and he's got highly sensitive hearing. He and his team need to interpret thousands of different noises and frequencies.
Before he touches anything else, we develop his listening skills. He'd be able to tell the difference between a dolphin, a whale, an helicopter that's up there, and that's how we train him.
The Merlin's getting nearer. Senior observer Steve Hayton's in charge of the helicopter's navigation and tactics.
Oh, he's close. What DBs are them there, Sean?
It's 140 dBs, 12-second TI, getting a range scale of 14,000 yards.
The Merlin is now circling. As soon as she attacks, we'll go deep and we'll begin evading from that.
The Merlin makes its move.
The musical tone you're hearing at the moment, what that is, that's a simulated attack by the Merlin helicopter.
Safe depth, 60-metre ship patrol, Roger.
The sub's best defence is to dive, down to a maximum depth of 250 metres.
Diving now, diving now.
Ballast both sides, 1,000 metres. One down, half down, 9.5 metres. Very good. 6 down achieved. 6 down achieved, Roger. 11.9 metres. Roger, reporting you have control of the bubble. 20 set. Passing 30 metres. Very good.
The sub's vanished. Time for the Merlin to try Plan B.
We have sonobuoys which we throw out the aircraft, and they're like just a big ear, if you like, in the water, listening for any sound from the submarines.
Sus boy in the water. Code 1.
Yeah, code 1.
Sus boy in the water. Code 1.
Whoa, what's the frequency?
9.5.
Yeah, cams, boy.
Andy's heard the buoy drop into the ocean, so it's advantage submarine.
When the buoy explodes and goes into the water, it's got to sink.
Yep.
And we can hear the fizzing of the sinking. It's like your one of them soap boards you put on the back. It sounds similar to that. It was 6 points. Sink. And when they're finished, especially cams, boy, to make them sink, they've got a slight explosion inside of us.
Okay, got good contact. Good follower, 712. Okay, but they're in 172, 7,600 yards. 76, speed slow. 712, good follower.
They've narrowed down the area where the sub's hiding, so they've dropped their active dipping sonar. It emits a signal and listens for an echo.
Sonar contact here, 707, bearing 258, range 1,290 yards.
It's not that far by the sound, but what deep is he, Sean?
It's 145 decibels.
Andy's bionic hearings picked up the Merlin getting close.
Yeah, he's got us then.
In contact, Roger.
It's now bearing 256, 140 decibels.
So it's time for Trafalgar to find another hiding place.
At the moment we're cold, so we don't have contact with the submarine. So what we've just done is pushed out a data position. We're going to go back into the hover and then put the body back in the water and see if we can regain contact. So that's where it was about 5 minutes ago.
In this battle, the sub has stumped the Merlin. So 814 Squadron heads back to the ship.
The UK submariners are probably the best in the world at this, and they know the water space that they operate in far better than us. So yeah, we did lose contact once or twice, but to be honest, he had a fairly tough time of it.
But on the sub, the CO sees it differently.
If it was down to us, I'd be 1-0 every time. However, we do have to roll over and play the game every so often and help them out.
Back on Illustrious, Ollie Stocker's taking his Royal Navy fitness test for the second time.
Failed the first time. Done a bit of training in the week, so hopefully I should pass today.
Before it gets quicker, try and get yourself to run in a straight line, yeah? Okay. All right, OK. All right, relax your arms. All right, start concentrating, Mr. Stocker. Focus on your job. Concentrate on your running line, right, and hitting that on the beat. Right, OK.
So out of level 8.
Right, come on, you've got to work. That's first warning. Second warning, if you don't make this, you're out. Out. Index. You've got to listen to what we're saying, all right? Okay? You wasted so much energy by doing loop-de-loops, right, okay? And your running line, you start here, right? And then you'd end up over there. Oh, no. That's what I said to you. Pick a line, run up and down the line, alternate your turns with your feet. And that way you won't waste your energy. No. Right, that was worse, right, than last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot worse.
Right, have you done any training since then?
Yeah.
You need to come down sometime over the weekend, see me and Sam, OK, if you haven't already got the remedial brief, come and see us, all right? And then you're on remedials from Monday.
Yeah.
All right, OK. If he continues to fail, he'll then go to his head of department warning, which is his second formal warning. And then another 3 months after that, he'll go in front of the captain and be given commanding officer's warning, which is his third and final warning. And service is no longer required to Her Majesty's Navy.
I'll do it. Just a couple of weeks of training and I should be back on top form in no time.
The Harrier pilots are coming to the end of their time on Lusty. In the last 3 weeks, they've mastered flying the aircraft from a moving platform.
It's probably about the hardest pure flying that we do as pilots.
They've had virgin day landings.
I'm shitting myself, really.
Nice work.
And pitch black night landings.
There's no horizon. Yeah. There's nothing else out there.
Fucking hell.
Well done.
They're ready for their next tour of Afghanistan. But first, there's drinks on the deck and a pat on the back from their boss.
Gather round. Hey guys, welcome to the Sundowners. Good naval tradition as the sun goes down after a hard week. All in all, you can be justified to be proud of what you've done. The feedback so far for integrating with the ship has been fantastic, so keep that up. And what we've achieved by day and night is absolutely exceptional. So that is down to you guys, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that one.
Next morning, the Harrier pilots are ready to leave.
Going on operations in Afghanistan, you know, that's the first time you do that. It's for real. You are carrying real weapons and you've got real power over helping people on the ground.
It is satisfying to be part of the Navy at a time where they are so involved in real-world operations. When we go back out next time, there'll be Royal Marines on the ground and Royal Navy pilots, both in the jets and Royal Naval helicopter pilots as well. So 70–80% of the people out there will be Navy people involved in it, so it's good.
Before he launches, Bolly's going to wave off his squadron.
I'm just trying to get a feel of what it's like working on the decks, so see what the lads do. But the big thing I'm going to do is be waving the green flag when the jet gets airborne, so I'm going to help the FDO out, and just something I haven't done before, so I'm looking forward to having a go. The jet blast, you really have to lean against it. It's whipping the back of your neck with just hot gases, so it's good to see it from the other side, because I'm normally just sat in the cockpit watching what they're doing.
Keep going.
And last to leave is Bolly. Without the Harriers, Lusty's a much quieter ship.
Slow ahead port.
Slow ahead port.
Starboard 35.
But there's no time for the crew to get bored. They're about to arrive at the furthest and most exotic place on the deployment, Goa.
Slow ahead starboard.
Slow ahead.
Very good.
Some of the boys need to let their hair down now. It's going to be a well-earned break, I think. Get them back into the fun times, you know, of being in the Navy.
But some of the crew aren't heading to the beach just yet. They're going to help a local charity that looks after children from the slums. Stoker Dave Smith's giving up a day of shore leave.
It's for the kids at the end of the day, innit? You can't let them down, can you? That's what it's all about.
There's a coachload of athletic sailors to help with some building work.
You saw the big pile of really heavy red bricks on the way in, yeah? Yeah. That's the pile of bricks we were using.
Air engineer Tim Denley's coordinating the project.
We've got about 20 guys over here building a water tower. We've got a load of guys over here who are going to be constructing a bamboo tree house. We've got the dentist inside who's offering free dental services to all the kids in local slums and anyone else who needs it. We've got 53 guys down here who really want to make a difference to this place.
Dave's going to be a brickie for the day.
I'm actually making that 3-foot wall up to an 8-foot wall. So we can stick that water tank up, raise it up to 8 foot.
And Pete Barfoot's heading up the treehouse team.
So Handley got off the internet, scout skills lashings, OK? And that will put you in good stead for all scouters. I used this when I was a scout. It didn't do me any harm. Right, Scotty, don't go crazy. You can see. We've done that with big cool. You see the line there?
814 Helicopter Squadron have a reputation amongst the sailors for being a bit soft. And they're certainly living up to it.
George decided to have a go with a pickaxe, and after about 3 minutes of manual labour, unfortunately, his hands weren't up to the task.
I think it was more 2.5 minutes myself, to be honest with you. I wasn't really built for all this hard work. And the proof's in the pudding, really. It's just a idiot.
Wafu.
Wet and useless.
Everyone says, you join the Navy, you get out and see the world, see different places. This is all part of it, really. I mean, you can get off a ship and go to the nearest bar or beach, but actually getting out and seeing places like this, you actually see what life is like around the world. It's a good insight.
Our work is done.
Right, guys, if I can have your attention for a minute. It's been an absolutely amazing day. The tree house that we've made today, we have given a name. If we can get one of the kids to give it a pull, we give you HMS Mango. Finally, we've got Mowgli, which was kindly donated by the Air Weapons Workshops, which has just been adopted by the children.
Before they leave, the kids have learnt an appropriate song for their helpers.
Together.
HMS Illustrious is docked in Goa, and most of her crew's at the beach. Kev and Ollie Stocker have been trying to get fit. Dad Kev's lost nearly 2 stone, but Ollie's failed his naval fitness test twice.
Winner! Yeah! I've done him! Failed the fitness test. I'll win the fighting!
Shore leave's also a treat for the couples who've got a bit lusty on Lusty.
It's fair to say that me and Dave are really close.
I'd say me and Rachel are a couple, yeah.
On the ship, stoker Dave Smith and steward Rachel Wright have been finding the Navy's strict no-touching rule increasingly difficult.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm working here.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Catch you later, lads. See you in a bit.
See you later.
Bye.
That is our goodbye, because we can't do nothing else, because we're getting in trouble. So that has got to be our goodbye.
But now they're docked in Goa, the no-touching rule doesn't apply.
I've no idea what's going to happen between me and Dave. No one can really predict the future, you just got to see what happens.
There's another Navy rule that doesn't count when they're ashore. On Lusty, the ratings are limited to 2 beers a night. In Goa, it's a different story. But they need to know their limit, or else they come face to face with this man, the Master at Arms.
I've seen how bad it is when people do overindulge, lay on their back, choke on their vomit, and guess what? Everybody's sad after. They're always sad after.
Dave Harris is the ship's chief of police.
We do understand in this day and age that people do need to relax when they can, and that is fine, that's all well and good, but they do it in a safe, controlled manner, and that way nobody gets hurt. What I want to do is sail this ship back into Portsmouth with the same amount of boys and girls we sailed out with.
It's time for Illustrious and her sailors to say goodbye to India. And it's Dave's job to make sure everyone's back on board.
Nobody missing?
And report to the captain.
The gangway checks are correct, as are domestic checks, as all personnel counted for prior to sailing.
No incidents last night?
Not that I'm aware of.
OK, that's good, yeah. All right, excellent, thanks so much.
Lusty will soon be homeward bound. And for her captain, Steve Chick, the deployment's been quite an achievement.
We've come a long way. Still very proud to be commanding HMS Illustrious, but it's been a very busy and challenging couple of months.
The ship left Portsmouth 94 days ago.
Captain, that's the ship.
Captain, that's the ship.
But it didn't get off to a great start. The crew had to prove they were battle ready. They trained for 3 gruelling weeks.
It's all right, you'll be fine.
You're going to be fine.
Only to fail their final exam.
Not good enough, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not nice because everyone works really hard and then kind of gets shot down a bit.
They were plagued with technical problems.
Unfortunately, we've got some problems with both the freezers and compressors for high pressure air.
Something has marked the shaft.
We will not be in a position to sail on.
Not unless we're on camera, am I?
But through the hard slog of the Marine engineers led by Helen Ashworth, it all came good.
The guys are walking around with a huge sense of pride and achievement, and you think, yeah, we just did that.
They've shown off the best of British.
Junior 8s, quick, march!
Malta was a fantastic visit. To see the people at Malta and how fond they are of the ship, that was an incredibly proud moment.
I'll be going down in the sun and in the morning. We will remember them.
And paid tribute to those sailors who'd laid down their lives.
It actually teaches our people what we might need to do in the future.
The deployment took them through dangerous waters.
If someone's shooting at you, you can shoot back.
There's a lot of young lads on board. It's going to be a big wake-up call.
It seems a lot different. It seems more real now.
After the Suez Canal, Lusty arrived in the Red Sea.
The Harriers flying with the Merlin, seeing the whole integrated air package was a great achievement for the ship. It's been a long time since it's done that.
They worked hard.
Come on, don't be last down. Change! Last exercise!
But they played hard too. And it was just one of Pete Barfoot's many jobs to keep the crew entertained when cabin fever set in.
All the ingredients for a disaster. No joking. Yeah, getting a few supplies.
Illustrious is such a strong ship's company. Without doubt, that's the biggest thing I will miss.
They've travelled 7,000 miles, but now they're heading home.
Everybody's spirit lifts slightly as we head back.
I've missed home. I've missed my girlfriend a lot. I've missed my mum, my dad. And I missed Sunderland. I missed the football.
It'd be nice to get out of this uniform, get some of Mum's cooking.
I just want to hug off my dad. That's all I've wanted since about week 2.
Love doing the job, but it's always good to be home.
We've lifted our game and come together as a team. We should be proud we've achieved what we need to do, and we can go back home with our heads held high.